Have you ever finished GTA 5 by choosing option C and wondered what the game would be like if you decided to kill Michael or Trevor instead? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you all the real consequences that happen after making that choice. I'll walk you through what actually happens in the game, what unfolds after Michael's death, and what takes place after Trevor's death. Alright, so don't forget, smash that like button right at the start. If you're not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to do that now. Let's get started. Alright, first, just to refresh everyone's memory, Steve Haynes and Dave Norton are the ones who ask Franklin to kill Trevor. They make this request during the mission Lamar Down. Right as you're finishing the mission, after dropping Lamar off in his neighborhood in Chamberlain Hills, Haynes and Norton are already there waiting, setting up the scene you're watching now. It's a messed up situation because Franklin even tells Haynes and Dave that Trevor saved their lives. I mean, Trevor did a lot for them, and yet in the end they still ask Franklin to take him out. It's a real low blow. So, here's how it goes. If you choose to kill Trevor, the first thing that happens is Franklin calls Trevor, followed by a call to Michael to ask for his help with Trevor's death.
Franklin, what's up?
Shit, what's cracking, homie? We need to talk, but somewhere quiet, all right?
Yeah, sure, man. Whatever you need. How about one of those empty lots off El Burro on the east side of town?
Yeah, all right, homie. Look, I'll meet you there, all right?
Franklin, what's up, big homie?
Mike, man, I need to have a conversation with Trevor. You know, yeah, that conversation.
Oh, shit. All right, okay.
Look, man, the FIB dudes want him gone. And Devin Weston wants y'all gone. You know how it is, dawg. Shit. Somebody gotta go.
Well, it ain't fucking me.
Exactly, man. Look, we meeting at a Borough Heights. So you think you can help me?
I don't know. That sounds like it's your thing, Frank. I'll see what I can do.
Right after Franklin dials Michael to ask for backup, Michael doesn't give a straight yes or no. He says he'll see what he can do, but makes it clear that this is Franklin's problem, not his, since he doesn't want to get involved. The mission starts, and everything unfolds as we already know, but let's focus on what happens after Trevor's death. The first thing that happens is Michael has something like a breakdown. He starts giving Franklin a lecture, trying to justify why he went along with killing Trevor, who was his best friend.
It's time you grow the fuck up. I mean, I admit, I'm a bad piece of work, but that guy, that piece of shit, no boundaries, no sense of when to back off, no nothing. 24/7 insanity, day in, day out, all the time. Never regretted nothing, never cared for nothing. Well, fuck him.
After that, there's a scene transition showing Michael and he looks completely haunted. It's clear that with Trevor's death, his fears seem to intensify. The second obvious consequence is that Trevor is dead, so you can no longer play as him. Lester will tell you the following. Trevor fallen off the grid, I don't know what's going on, and I don't want to. I split his take from the last job between you two, hold on to it for him. At first, Lester doesn't know that Trevor is dead, let alone that Michael and Franklin were the ones responsible for his death. If you try calling Lester, you won't get any response, alright? But that's it. You'll receive your cut plus Trevor's share. Switching over to Franklin, you either call Haynes or receive a call from him, since he's the one who asked you to kill Trevor. What follows is a really unpleasant conversation that makes you regret killing Trevor even more. Take a look.
Okay, I did it, all right?
I know. Good dog.
Look, man, Devin Weston came to talk to me. He wanted me to clap Michael and let Trevor go.
Then you should have clapped both of them.
Man, ain't it something you and Dave can do? Cause he might be pissed, man.
Dave can't do anything. Dave's lucky I let him do my paperwork. He's this close to discharge with no pension.
Well, shit, is this something you can do?
Sure, I can talk to Devin. He's licking his wounds after Merriweather lost their license to operate in the state. He might need a friend.
Oh, yeah, okay, shit. I hear it could be real useful having an FIB agent looking out for you.
Hey, your chips are cashed, pal. Don't contact me again.
So, not only does Haynes talk down to you and act like it's none of his business anymore, but he also leaves you feeling pretty frustrated. Then when Lester finally figures out what happened, he sends another message. Here's what he says. I know what you did. I can't say I'm happy, but it's done. So let's move on. Business as usual. We never mention this again. Michael also sends Franklin a message shortly after, but it doesn't really make much sense in the context of the game. Let me explain why. He says the following. We did it, kid. We made the right choice, the only choice from the moment he turned up. There weren't no choice. Sorry things were a bit funny the other day, but you know how it is. That stuff is heavy. Shit has been truly crazy. but you're still my friend. If you want to hang out sometime, give me a shout." Then Franklin him something like, "Thanks." But here's the thing, when you try to call him, he'll never pick up. You won't be able to hang out with Michael anymore. The relationship between Franklin and Michael gets super awkward. Michael becomes suspicious of Franklin and everything just feels off. You can try calling Michael multiple times, but it won't work, even though he had said, "If you need me, just give me a shout." Not even just to hang out, it's like the option is completely gone. So I had the idea to make them meet up afterward. I took Michael to Franklin to see what the dialogue would be like. Take a look.
I thought I told you to stay away.
Man, you being real weird, dude.
Yeah, well, you did something really weird, okay? Trevor, bro? So excuse me.
Man, you did Trevor too.
Yeah, but it was your call. You made the call. Don't you forget that. Man, I've done so much for you.
But what about the amount of shit I helped you with? I thought we was in this shit together, man. Fuck.
Just, look, I need some time, all right? Goodbye.
Yeah, peace.
What we can gather from this is that the friendship between Michael and Franklin is basically over. They don't trust each other anymore, and honestly, things just got super awkward. Another thing is that Wade never leaves the strip club, so he has no idea that Trevor ended up dying. The strip club remains accessible for you to visit with either Michael or Franklin, unlike Trevor's house, which gets locked up and is no longer accessible. And when Michael visits his psychiatrist after killing Trevor, he actually talks about it during the session. Check this out, it's a really interesting moment.
That Trevor problem disappeared completely. Wiped off the face of the planet.
Still on the subject of Trevor's death, more consequences appear over time. You'll eventually get a call from Jimmy, whether you're playing as Franklin or Michael, and the calls are slightly different. It even leads to some tension between Jimmy and Michael. Take a look at these two important calls.
Hey.
Trevor. Apparently he's dead.
Yeah. I heard.
Fuck. I mean, he was like my uncle.
Shit, man, he was kind of crazy, dawg. I mean, we all a little crazy, but he was a lot of crazy, homie.
Uncle T, man. Can't believe it.
Yeah, bad business. But this life is bad business sometime, homie. Shit, I see you, dawg.
And here's the call between Michael and Jimmy. Check it out.
Hello.
Uncle T, Dad. I just heard he's...
He's not gonna bother us anymore. We're safe.
Uncle T, he was a good guy.
No, he wasn't. He was dangerous.
Uncle T? Did you do it? Did you, Dad?
Uncle T wanted to kill all of us, Jim. He wasn't well.
Uncle T? Man, fuck!
If you go to Trevor's house and Ron happens to be there, he won't attack you or anything like that, even though you'd expect him to. Honestly, I think he's just too much of a coward to do something like that. Trevor's house will remain locked, which is pretty obvious. Additionally, you won't be able to purchase any properties that were exclusive to Trevor. I think this part is also pretty self-explanatory, but on the phone he'll send you some harsh messages, really going off on you. Check this out. "I can't believe you killed him. I can't believe it. Fuck you. I hate you. Now I have lost everything. My best friend and the business we had developed. Fuck you." And Michael's response is, "I assume this is spam. Please do not try to contact me again." In other words, we can see that Michael wasn't really bothered by the situation anymore. Well, Lamar also gets involved in the drama and he asks Franklin if he killed Trevor. Check this out. He said, "Hey, did you smoke Trevor? I heard he turned up dead. Maniac was real, so I hope not." At this point, Franklin is already feeling super regretful. Of course, he denies it, as they always do when they kill a character. Franklin says something like, "No, I heard it was the government or some shit. He was my friend, that ain't how I act." But man, it's rough to even think about admitting that you killed Trevor, the thunderstorm himself. It's just sad. In addition, Lamar will also call you and confirm that Stretch is indeed a traitor.
Hey, what's happening, homie?
Man, you right about Stretch, dog. Dude janky as fuck.
After all the scams and attempted homicides, huh? Now you say he janky?
Well, excuse me if I want to see the best in people, nigga. But this is, though, homie, I gotta stay low-key.
Yeah, you do that. And keep breathing, dog.
This part happens regardless of whether you kill Michael or Trevor. The consequence of this is that if Stretch is still alive, you won't be able to hang out with Lamar during the day anymore. You can only hang out with him at night, so if you kill Trevor, you lose the ability to hang out with Michael entirely, and with Lamar, you're limited to nighttime only. I didn't test this with Jimmy, but I think you can still hang out with him since he doesn't know that you're the one who killed Trevor, so at least that part seems fine. Now, moving on to Michael, let's say we choose the option to kill him. It plays out a bit differently. Michael's storyline is a little heavier, but a lot of the events are similar to Trevor's death. So, let's get started. We select the option to kill Michael. The first thing that happens is Franklin calls Michael.
Hey, kid, how you doing?
Shit, not too good, dawg. Look, man, we need to talk, but somewhere quiet.
All right. Listen, let's take a drive out of town. You and me, we'll meet off Route 68 by that field of satellite dishes.
All the way out there? Yeah, all right, man. Sure.
Right after that, Franklin calls Trevor, just like he did when preparing to kill Trevor. Take a look.
Frankie,
Hey, T-man, I'm in trouble, dawg. I think I gotta take out Michael.
got to?
Yeah, man, look. The FIB, man, they trying to get me to clap you. And Devin Weston, he trying to get me to ice Michael. And I thought if I do that, man, maybe we got some room, you know?
So, what are you telling me this for?
Cuz, dawg, I'm doing this for us. I thought you could...
Well, I can't! You're turning on him? I have had enough traitors in my life!
Man, your ass could say thank you. Shit.
You deserve each other!
Trevor gives Franklin a serious earful, really lays into him, and we already know what happens next. The mission plays out, and Michael ends up dying. Even if you regret your choice at the last moment and try to save Michael, you can't. When you try to pull him up, Michael headbutts you, and the outcome is sealed. In short, once you select the option to kill Michael, his death becomes inevitable. And it's the same with Trevor, right? When he's on the ground, if you hesitate and don't shoot, Michael will pull out a gun and finish the job himself. So, either way, it's going to happen. Now let's talk about the consequences. The first thing is that Franklin seems a bit lost after killing Michael. Michael was a very close friend and an important figure in his life. The first thing Franklin does after Michael's death is try to call Lamar, but Lamar doesn't pick up. So Franklin leaves a voicemail saying he's caught up in some crazy stuff. You can really see that Franklin is deeply affected by Michael's death, which is very different from how he reacts to Trevor's death. That's because Franklin doesn't have the same kind of connection with Trevor as he does with Michael. After that, Trevor receives a message when the game cuts to him. The message says, "Michael is dead, for real this time. I hope you two weren't involved. I've transferred his cut of the job to this family. It felt like the right thing to do." This message is sent by Lester. In other words, you'll only receive your usual cut. Franklin gets the exact same message as well. Following that, Trevor sends a message to Franklin asking if it was Franklin who did it. He asks, "So you did it?" You can respond, but there's already an automatic reply that says, "No man, I heard it was Devin Weston or one of them guys." After you reply to Trevor, you call Devin Weston. What follows is a pretty frustrating conversation. Take a look.
Franklin, homie, what's happening, man?
Hey, you know you sound kind of patronizing and borderline racist when you speak to me like that.
Ah, grow up. Is it more patronizing than telling you to ice your favorite uncle? Yeah, I don't think so. How'd it go?
Look, it happened, man. So y'all gotta get the FIB off my case, man, since I didn't smoke Trevor for him.
It's already done, homie. Haynes' boss has been spoken to.
All right, so now what? You got a job for me?
Oh, I had a job for you, Slick, and you just did it. Let me take a look down a list of your uses and, oh yeah, we're all out of them. I do have some advice for you, though. Go to business school, because clown school ain't worked out so good.
In this call, Devin not only talks down to you, but also makes it clear that you won't be doing any more jobs for him. Shortly after that, Jimmy gives you a call.
Hello?
Yo, F, you see my dad? We ain't seen him for a while.
No, I haven't, man.
Oh, great. Because my mom is majorly freaking out.
After Jimmy's call, you'll receive a message from Lester. Once Lester knows what you've done, he says something along the lines of, "You did what you had to do. I understand that. So let's move on. Business as usual. We never mention this again." In other words, it's practically the same reaction as with Trevor's death. Trevor also responds with, "I do not believe you." You can reply again, but it's another automatic message. "I swear, you know Michael was a snake, but he was my friend and I don't kill people. Even ones who get me wrapped up in shit like he did." Continuing with the topic of the house, Michael's house is put up for sale. You can try calling the number, but there won't be any response. Just a message saying the voicemail box is full. I personally consider this a glitch in the game. I think there should be a delay, like needing to stay out of Los Santos for a while before the house goes up for sale. It doesn't make much sense for Michael to die and for his family to move out immediately. But oh well, when you kill these characters, a lot of things feel out of sync. It's normal, it's not perfect. Amanda will send Franklin a message that says, "I know you had something to do with the death of my husband. If I ever you again, so help me God, I will rip your head clean off your shoulders. I suggest you stay along from me and my family. I hope you rot in hell. You can respond to her, but she won't reply again. Franklin says, I'm sorry about your loss. I didn't have anything to do with it. Me and Michael was close, and I tried to be a friend to him as best I could. I guess we was friends because he weren't perfect, and neither am I. And of course, Franklin blatantly lies about it. Alright, let's continue here. Michael's house becomes completely inaccessible, just like Trevor's. No matter how you try to get in, you won't be able to, alright? And finally, Trevor will respond to you with, you are dead to me. That's it, ends there. You won't be able to call Trevor or contact him anymore. Trevor is fully convinced that you killed Michael. If you try to have Trevor and Franklin meet up, there will be a really awkward and unpleasant dialogue. I'll show it here so you can see what happens.
Look, it's the traitor! What, you here to take me out too?
Nah, man, I could have taken you out. I chose to do Michael.
He was good to you. Too good.
And he used me, dog, straight up. Could not be trusted, you know that.
Now you can't be trusted either. Stay away from me, Frank. I don't know what I'll do.
After that, Jimmy finds out his dad died and calls Franklin.
Hello?
My fucking dad is dead. My dad is dead. What the fuck, man? What do you know about it? My fucking dad.
Michael? Shit. Man, I don't know nothing. Seriously. Damn, that's bad, man. Look, man, I loved your dad, man, but... Sorry, but...
Fuck you, man.
This one really hits hard. Honestly, I found it super strange because, like, why would Jimmy tell Franklin to screw off at the end of the call if he doesn't even know Franklin was the one who killed Michael? In theory, Jimmy should also call Trevor, right? However, I couldn't get the game to trigger a call from Trevor to Jimmy, but normally if you manage to trigger it, you should receive that call. After Jimmy, even Lamar finds out that Michael is dead, and he'll ask Franklin if he knows anything about Michael's death. Of course, Franklin denies everything, sticking to his story and denying it to the very end. I tried meeting up with Trevor again, but Lamar's call turned out to be about Stretch, so I dropped it. It's the same call Lamar makes when Trevor is killed, which I showed you in the first part. Trevor, on the other hand, doesn't want anything to do with Franklin anymore. It's like, enough is enough, you know? So yeah, the whole situation ends up feeling pretty heavy, doesn't it, guys? I think this gave you a good idea of why it's really not worth killing either of the characters, Trevor or Michael. You can clearly see the consequences, and in my opinion, it feels a lot heavier when you kill Michael. His family moves away, you can't talk to Trevor anymore, and even Lamar becomes less available, only being accessible at night. With Trevor, it's somewhat similar, but you at least maintain your friendship with Jimmy, so there's still one person left. And if you're the kind of player who's finished all 3 endings and thinks there's nothing left to do, my friend, click on the video indicated by the arrow to check out 50+ things to do in GTA 5 after completing the story. You're going to love it. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care, and bye.